Hello YouTube friends, it's Johnny, the PIEV guy. Thanks for tuning back into my channel. So once again, I'd like to apologize for the lack of videos in the past few months, just between the COVID pandemic, the bursting of the Atlantic bubble here in maritime Canada. Been stuck on Prince Edward Island, haven't been able to do much, haven't really seen the need to make any videos. It's winter now, so filming outside is kind of tough. And also with our rural Prince Edward Island internet, I'm not very inspired to make a video because it takes like 12 to 15 hours to upload one. So that being said, we've got a Sunday off here in late January. I thought I'd get a video up for you guys. So onwards. And as most of you know, I am a huge Tesla fanboy. I love our Tesla Model 3 Standard Range Plus. Love all Tesla cars, they're a lot of fun. But I am the Prince Edward Island EV guy, so not just Teslas. And I've come to realize through my employment at All EV Canada that I love all electric cars. You can do a lot with these cars, and the fact you don't have to buy gas is such a great advantage to owning one. So that being said, I'd like to kind of shift away from showing you guys an adventure in my Tesla, and I'm going to review this. So instead of taking our Tesla Model 3 out to do something on this cold winter's day, I would like to show you this. This is a 2019 Nissan Leaf SV Plus. I've been driving this car for a few days this week, and I'd like to give you a Tesla owner's perspective of what it's like to drive another brand of electric vehicle. As you can see, it is the standard white color, which personally I'm not a fan of. It's super hard to keep clean. But as you can see, I'm trying to get a wide shot here. When Nissan updated the Nissan Leaf in 2018 or 2019, they really did a great job. They went away from that crazy old design with headlights that were like really buggy and weird out there. They made it look like a kind of a nice little car. As you can see, it's a 5-door hatchback, I guess, a crossover SUV, very similar to a Toyota Matrix. Not terribly different from the Tesla Model Y, obviously. It's a kind of a great looking car, I think. This one has 250 kilometers range in good weather. It's got lots of interesting space in the back here. You can see a nice wide, nice big trunk there. Got collapsible seats that go down. So I'll just give you a quick look at the rear seats here. As you can see, it is a 3-seat configuration, but not ideal. Might be a little tight for 3 adults. A couple of kids would be okay. There's some moderate amount of leg room there. Although if I can pan up here, you can see that there is a bunch of headroom up here. There is, however, pretty good headroom here. I won't bother sitting in it though. The light is not very good, but it's a decent amount of space back here, but it's not overly spacious like a luxury car. That's what you would expect for a compact hatchback. Okay, I'm sitting in the driver's seat now. And as you can see, the first thing that catches your eye is all these crazy buttons. I guess most new cars have these buttons now, but as a Tesla owner coming into one of these, it's a little daunting, almost like sitting in an airplane. So many buttons and switches and crazy stuff. Something that is pretty cool, however, is they've spent a lot of time on the build quality. It doesn't feel cheap at all. As you can see here, there's some interesting stitching. There's an example of the stitching, blue stitching in the seats of this vehicle to tell you, obviously blue means it's an electric vehicle. The dashboard, although it's a lot of plastic, there's some carbon fiber right here. And it doesn't look overly cheap. Plastic's not cheap anyway, but it does have that cheap feel. And if I can pan it around here. And another thing that Tesla has revolutionized is the lack of a start button or turning the key over or whatever. So in a Nissan, you got to get in here, put your foot on the brake, hit the old engine start, and wait for the car to turn back on. Turn the fan down. It might be a little loud. Okay, there's the screen that is just through the through the steering wheel there. As you can see, it says it's got a state of charge of 41% and only 78 kilometers of range. That's a little bit off. Nissan is well known that their GOM or guessometer is wildly inaccurate at times. There is a reserve in the battery, so it's not like I can only go 78 kilometers. I think it's about a 15 kilometer reserve that's in the battery. There's YouTube videos of people driving the cars with show like 0 state of charge. It's really, really funny. If I was an owner, I would buy the Leaf Spy app and the ODM fob that connects into the service port, which is located down there somewhere. And I would definitely have an old whole phone hooked up with Leaf Spy running. Shows you all your accurate information, state of charge, battery temperatures, and all that stuff. I wouldn't trust this one so much. I do like the blue. It's nice and clean and simple. Blue for electric is pretty nice. As I mentioned, I'm not a fan of the steering wheel and a million buttons. There's the info screen that's on the car. This is actually an upgraded screen. It was much smaller in the older Leafs. Now, coming from a Tesla, I've got my big screen there, so this is a little bit off-putting. But it's not too bad. It's got all the pertinent information you need there. Let's see if we can find the EV stuff. Charging station, energy usage. There we go, that'll work. So there we go. So the car is on. We're just sitting here. It looks like it's using, 0.75 kilowatts, which is kind of high. It's actually using almost 2 kilowatts just sitting there, and I'm not even driving. So that seems like it's sucking a lot of juice out of it. But I've got the temperature cranked because it's cold outside, and I don't want to be cold. Something else that's really weird when people get into one of these cars is they look at the gear shift here and they think, that thing is absolutely crazy. What is that? It's not that bad, really. If I can change hands here. No, just to, instead of just having a gear shift here for switching gears, it's just, you put your foot on the brake and then just shift that way for reverse. You can see the backup camera come on there, or that way for drive. It's actually not that bad. The little molding kind of fits your hand nicely. You can just use your palm and pop it like that. And it's nice not to have an actual physical gear shift stuck up in the middle there. It gives a little bit more space there, especially if you're reaching back here, your phone is sitting here, or if you want to adjust your seat heaters, or engage the eco mode to extend your range of the car, or the e-pedal. And the e-pedal is that system where it's just one pedal driving, where you just come off the accelerator and the car slows down. It was such a successful addition to the Nissan Leafs that Tesla stole it for their cars, and now all Teslas have that one pedal driving also. Sorry for the glare there. The garage door is open. The sun's kind of out. It's kind of bright. I'll be out of here in a second. So since we're down to 41%, we're going to take this car into town. I'm going to crank all the heat and stuff and use as much power as I can. And we're going to go up to the Canadian Tire. I have my Flow card. And we're going to use the Chatamo charger to DC-FC, or direct current fast charge this car. We'll see what kind of kilowatts to put in. I think it's probably about 50, maybe a little bit less, 45-ish maybe. So we'll see what happens. But we'll see what the high-speed charging on this car looks like, since I've never done it in a non-Tesla car before. And I need to run a Canadian Tire anyway. So here we go. Interestingly, that this Nissan Leaf makes that kind of backup noise. I'm not sure if you can hear it. Beep, beep. Very interesting. Okay, on the road into town now. Sorry for the shaky camera. I broke my stabilizer. I'll have to get a new one before I start making some road trip videos. As you can see, it's kind of an interesting day here in Prince Edward Islands. It's plus 1 degrees outside right now. So it's not kind of warm. You can see the roads are wet though, and there's snow flurries on and off. So it's actually a good day to burn some energy in this car and go charge it up and see what we get. One thing I will say about this Nissan Leaf, the ride quality is really, really good. This car is fairly quiet, especially compared to the Tesla Model 3. And as you know, the Tesla Model 3 is one of the worst cars for interior sound and outside noise while you're driving, because Tesla tries to save as much money as they can for production of that car. And they don't insulate it very well, so it is kind of loud for an electric car. It's still super quiet over a nice car, obviously. I like the way it feels on the road. It's not super, super nimble like a sports car, but it's just a good family compact car. Great for going for work and back in the grocery store and stuff. And even on a long journey with proper planning, this car is super comfortable. It'd be really, really good. Again, sorry for the shaky camera, no stabilizer. We're off the highway now and almost there. We've driven less than 20 kilometers, but our state of charge on the battery is 22% or 42 kilometers of range. So it thinks we've eaten up like 30 some kilometers of range and over 20% of the battery. I think a Nissan Leaf is really thirsty for juice when you're using the heater at maximum. Also, we're coming into some weather here, a little bit of snow squalls as we approach Canadian Tire. Should make filming interesting when we get outside and go to charge. So we've arrived. You can see 21% on the battery, 41 kilometers of range. Let's plug this thing in and see what she does. So here we are at the Flow DCFC flash charger at the Canadian Tire in Charlottetown. I've reviewed this location before, and I'll put a link to that video in the card thing that slots down here, and I'll put a link down below too. If you haven't seen that video, this is a good spot to charge if you need to do some local shopping or use the mall or the movie theater or get a bite to eat at one of the restaurants. The only thing is Prince Edward Island Flow is $2 an hour on level 2 and 20 on level 3, so it's pretty expensive. Otherwise, it's a good location. Let's see if I can figure out how to charge this car. Another unfortunate part about charging without a Tesla, you gotta remember to, how do I even do it? This one. Open the hatch. Alright, so there's our Chatamo. Okay, let's see if we can figure this out. Open up the Chatamo side here. Grab the adapter. Plug it in. Card near the reader. Plug the connector in the car. Hit the start button. It certainly takes longer than a Tesla, doesn't it? There it goes. Now she's charging. Awesome. There it is. Now it's charging. Let's go see what it says in the car. Charging plug is connected. Again with the glare. Is there no way to tell how it's charging or how fast it's charging? I'm going to turn the car on. What does it do? Give me the... Yada, yada, yada. Menu. All right, I found it. There's no way to say it inside the car, but I can see right there. It says 46 kilowatts. So far in 2 minutes, charging capability 50 kilowatts, 46 kilowatts. Doesn't say time remaining or anything. That's interesting. So that's too bad that it doesn't display it in the car and show you how much energy you're taking on board and how long your duration is and that kind of information. It's only up on the charger there, and on a winter day like this, you don't want to be sitting there staring at it. So if you had to compare the two, obviously Tesla has the advantage. When you're supercharging, it's got all that information right there in the screen, and it's on the app. You can be eating a meal or on the toilet or whatever you want. You can check how the state of charge in your car and how long it's going to take and all that stuff. Anyway, I'm going to hop into Canadian Tire, do my thing, see how much energy we take on board here. Yes, I do have the key fob. I remembered this time. Be back in a bit. All right, back at the car now. My errands are all done. As you can see, it does say I've been charging for 21 minutes. And it is now down to 28 kilowatts because the car is at 63%. So it's in the upper half of the battery there. So the amount of juice going into it has dropped significantly. Since we're all done, I'm going to stop the charging and put this thing away. There you have it, 63% battery, 121 kilometers of range. Since we're headed home now, I don't need to burn so much juice. I think I'll, a nice comfortable 21 degrees is fine. Turn that down, don't need my seat heater on. Hell, I'll even make sure the steering wheel Heater is off. One thing I forgot to mention, Nissan Leafs come with a heated steering wheel, which is a nice option. That's something that older Tesla Model 3s aren't equipped with, is the heated steering wheel. The 2021 version of the 3 and the Y both come with heated steering wheels in addition to that heat pump and the powered liftgates. So that's a pretty cool improvement, but wasn't implemented when I bought my car, unfortunately. C'est la vie. So let's get this car home now. I'll go easy on the energy and the speed and stuff, and let's see how efficiently I can get home after coming here, you know, wasting as much as I could. So we're back home now. Used about 12% of the battery to get home, that 20 kilometers to get back home. So that's rough math. That's about half of the energy that we used to get up there when I had the heat cranked and no eco pedal and that running. So it just goes to show this car has got a lot of use out of it. Even though it is a shorter range battery at 200 kilometers, it's more than capable for your everyday needs of going to work and back, or going to school, or whatever you got to do in town. And with the Chatham adapter getting 43 kilowatts, a long trip is possible, but it would take some time. You'd probably have to charge for an hour for every 200 kilometers or 250 kilometers to stop. So that adds a chunk of time to a long road trip, but it's certainly possible in this car. But you certainly have more than enough energy to get you around for your daily needs. The cars are well constructed. They've got lots of good features in it, some features that Tesla doesn't have. If I was in the market for a second electric vehicle for our family, and I wasn't completely married to the idea of getting a second Tesla, which I would love, by the way, I would consider this car for sure. And let me say, if you're in the market for an electric vehicle, I'll put on my salesperson's hat and say that all EV Prince Edward Island, this car is actually for sale. If you're interested in making the jump from gas to electric, or getting a second electric vehicle, some of you people out there, look us up on Facebook. I'll put a link to down below in the comments, and give us a call if you want to come see this car. So that pretty much sums up this video. Mike at All EV Prince Edward Island, thanks very much. I really appreciate you loaning me this Nissan Leaf for the weekend. I've enjoyed it greatly. I think I've come to realize that I'm an electric vehicle enthusiast. I really do enjoy all the electric cars. I'm not totally focused on Teslas, even though they're the best. I really think that there's a lot of good options out there if you're looking to get into another car. So I'll continue to grab cars and make videos for you if that's what you like. If you have any questions about it, obviously, leave me a comment down below. And I'd like to thank everybody for tuning into this video and subscribing to my channel. Keep doing that stuff with the liking and subscribing. I really appreciate it. And I'll talk to you guys later. See ya.